so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you.
Master Simon Ekpa. No matter the lie you present, no matter your propaganda and blackmail, you can never stop him. You can never stop him. The earlier you begin to look into the real thing and change your step and follow the right source, the better for you. The better for every one of us. This envy and jealousy cannot get you to anywhere. It is the same envy and jealousy that made us not to get Biafra up to now. The envy and jealousy is what kept us stand still till today. Somebody who will come and become a Gadabachiruzo, when you have nothing to offer, you give way and let people that have the experience come in. When you have nothing to offer, give way. But it is so sad that the people we have today who claim to be members of IPOB, who claim to be Biafrans, are people who doesn't want Biafra to come. They have no template, they have no plan, they have no roadmap, and yet what they do every day is to come online and begin to attack somebody that is doing that thing which is genuine. And the funniest thing is that some of them have gone to the extent of duping him. Some of them are people who he has helped. People who he has helped in one way or the other. And all of a sudden, when they began to go gaga and began to go extreme, he told them enough is enough. And they turned against him. People that he has called on Biafrans to help, and Biafrans help them. They are the people today that are rising against him. People he has fought for. People he has met with open mind and called them, come, let us go and bring Biafra. They have nothing to offer. They didn't want to bring Biafra. They want to run Biafra as a business. How can you be running Biafra as a business where lives have been lost? How can you be running Biafra as a business where more than 3 million people lost their life? And many are still losing their life up to today. How dare you run it as a business? On daily basis, people are exchanging, they're putting their life on the line. Even presently, the recent one, that people put their life on the line. Every one of us saw it. How can you be running such as a business for your own selfish interest? It is so sad. But I thank you, that in all of this very temptation that we have seen, there are still people who are very, very strong, consistent, and standing firm in what they believe. And that is why I know that Biafra will definitely come. I saw a tweet that was made by our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, about the BNL. The BNL are voicing out and standing their ground. This is another formidable force that is standing firm. The BNL standing firm with Master Simon Ekpa. Why must you get yourself busy in attacking your own brother? If you feel that your brother is not doing well, why not create your own avenue on how to get that freedom? Your brother has created his own avenue. And he's doing something. You can see his effect on daily basis. You see him coming out doing extraordinary things on daily basis. He's not just talking online. He's not just talking online. He's not just making noise online. You can see things that he has done before your own very eyes. You can see it. Many things that Mazen Nandekano put in place that we are lying low because of the corrupt people that we are around Mazen Nandekano. Because of the evil men, because of the sabotage that surround Mazen Nandekano. Many things that Mazen Nandekano put in place, he could not be able to activate it. But today, our spokesperson Mazen Samareka has been able to activate all those things. Without looking back. And yet, you are not satisfied. You are fighting him. You are wasting your time fighting somebody that Chukwu have anointed. Instead of you to support him by all means possible. Instead of you for embracing this opportunity that was given to you. You wouldn't embrace it. Even when the supreme leader of IPOB told you that this very man you are seeing, listen to him. Share his video. Listen to him. He is bringing a new dimension to the struggle. When Mazen Nandekano mentioned that new dimension, We never knew what he was talking about. That is why we call Mazen Nnamdi Kanu a prophet. So many times he speaks in parable. You will never understand what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is saying at that particular time, and just sleep over it and wait. Sleep over it and wait. You begin to see the manifestation of every single word he has spoken. When he was talking about that Master Simon Ekpa, none of us believed him. None of us knew that it is going to get to this. None of us knew that it will get to this. But today, you are seeing the real Master Simon Ekpa, little by little. You are now seeing the real Master Simon Ekpa, little by little. That is why I say sometimes, you see these people who are calling Master Simon Ekpa name, they are shameless. All these Irans that are attacking Master Simon Ekpa, calling him names on different platforms, and they are Biafrans. I am talking about Biafran people. The Biafran people who have the gut to open their mouth and stand against Master Simon Ekpa. I'm ashamed of them. These are unrepentant idiots. These are people who are going to have a miserable life all the days of their life. When Master Simon Ekpa come on board, they try everything to push him away. They try everything to oppress him. They demonize him. They said he is nobody. Their national anthem that was that he is nobody. He came from nowhere. And Master Simon Ekpa kept quiet. Master Simon Ekpa never introduced himself to anybody. He never introduced himself. He never came with pride and arrogance and all those their braggadocios. He never did that. Master Simon Ekpa came calmly. And he came from the grassroots. He started from preaching the gospel. He started from an ordinary broadcaster, just like I'm broadcasting. That was how he started. And he began to go deep into exposition. He began to grow, until he got to the stage that he is today. Today, are you going to see call Master Simon Ekpa that man? Today, it has become very clear that Master Simon Ekpa is the only person that has a legitimate and direct connection with a country to support Biafra. The only person that has an open connection, legitimate and open connection to pull out a country to support Biafra. One of the men that has a direct contact to a president of a European country. A direct close ally of a president of a country. And yet, you are taking him for a ride. You call yourself a Biafran. You don't know what you have. It is said that prophets are not recognized in their own land. You don't know what you have in Master Simon Ekpa. You don't know what you have. Since we have been fighting for this struggle, from the beginning up to now, there has not been any person that had the kind of connection that Master Simon Ekpa is drawing. Nobody has it. Master Simon Ekpa is putting up a stamp. He's stamping his name in this very struggle. Deeply, very deep. The stage he's going is a stage that Master Nnamdi Kanu himself have been looking for. How I wish Master Nnamdi Kanu is outside working with Master Simon Ekpa. How I wish Master Nnamdi Kanu is outside today. Things would have been much more easier. This is the opportunity that Master Nnamdi Kanu have been waiting. Once people have been collecting money from side to side from Master Nnamdi Kanu, see they're going for lobby. Collecting thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars from Master Nnamdi Kanu, all in the name of lobby. Biafran people contribute money and they siphon it. They go through the bank. And it is these people today who are claiming to be the department of saboteurs. This sad department, they were the people who surrounded Master Nnamdi Kanu. The same people, they will go and plan and bring people and plant them. Plant them to come to talk to Master Nnamdi Kanu. Then they will bring them. They will pay them to go and speak on behalf of IPOB. And all was fraud. All this while, it was all fraud. They were defrauding Master Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, Master Nnamdi Kanu cannot be anywhere. He cannot be everywhere at the same time. Master Nnamdi Kanu cannot be everywhere at the same time. That is why I am crying and say, how I wish that Mazen Nandekan is outside, so that Mazen Nandekan will have the chance to do what he has to do, and Mazen Simon Ekpa himself will still have the chance to do what he has to do. Today, Mazen Simon Ekpa is doing double job. Mazen Simon Ekpa is doing triple job. He is in every angle. He's everywhere, both in the diplomatic settings. He's online. He's on the ground in Nigeria. Everywhere, Mazen Simon Ekpa is there. He's just one man. How I wish that Mazen Nandekan is with us. And there will be division of labor. And Mazen Simon Ekpa will focus on this international and diplomatic missions that he's created now. I bet you, before you say Jack Robinson, you will see Biafra before you. This is an opportunity that Mazen Nandekan have been looking for a very long time. Opportunity that Mazen Nandekan will spend huge amount of money, and the same Biafran people we are defrauding Mazen Nandekan in the name of lobbying. In the name of lobbying, they were defrauding Mazen Nandekan hundreds of thousands of dollars. The little amount that is being contributed in the present day, you can see a huge achievement have been made by Mazen Simon Ekpa with just little amount of money. Little amount of money, you can see the difference. You can see the difference. And that is why this Department of Saboteurs are mad. Mazen Simon Ekpa have blocked all those means they were using to defraud Biafrans. All those means and angles they were passing through to defraud Biafrans. Mazen Simon Ekpa have blocked every one of them. That is why they are not happy with him today. That is why you see them attacking Mazen Simon Ekpa. They are attacking him from all angles, from all corners. That is why you see them calling him name. That is why you see them, they are restless. They are restless. They don't stop talking about him because he has blocked all those mediums through which they siphon money from the Biafran people. They can no longer siphon money from Biafran people because Mazen Simon Ekpa came on board and he woke Biafran people up. Today, the Biafran people are alert and they know what is happening. Look at the diplomatic missions that Mazen Simon Ekpa, diplomatic moves that he's making. This is an opportunity that we never had. We never had, in this present era, we never had any European country to stand and speak with us, speak for us, or have a direct contact with any European government. But today, that opportunity has presented itself through Mazen Simon Ekpa, the present president of Finland. Is a direct ally, a direct friend to Mazen Simon Ekpa, a colleague. Is somebody who he can communicate with. We saw him with him before he became a president. They were very close and tight. A close friend, an ally, an opportunity that is not easy to come by. An opportunity that is not easy to come by. We got it in Mazen Simon Ekpa, and today, people are not serious about it. Instead of you embracing it, instead of you watering that very opportunity that we have to make sure we cash into it, you are busy destroying and damaging it. If not for the fact that the mandate of Biafra is from Chukwu Okadiam, you think that Mazen Simon Ekpa will still be talking about Biafra? Of course, he won't be talking about it because he has nothing to lose. With the connections he has, with the level he has, with the level he is, he has no need to disturb himself about any idiot. But because the Biafra mandate is a divine one, when Chukwu Okadiam calls you, you have no choice. You must have to answer. You can't say no. That is how Biafra struggle is. Once you are called, you won't even know what you are doing. The Biafran call is a divine call. When you are called, you yourself will not even know what you are doing. You will stand firm. People will be asking you, why are you doing this? Are you the only one? Are you the only one dying? What do you start to lose? If you are divinely called, you wouldn't mind what anybody says. Just like Mazen Nandekan is divinely called. Today, with all the dehumanization, all the attack, with all the blackmail and propaganda, in that DSS, Mazen Nandekan have refused to denounce Biafra. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still speaking for Biafra. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still standing firm for Biafra, unchanging, unwavering, consistently speaking about Biafra. And that is what every one of us is supposed to do. But some people have refused. Some people want to follow the cheap way, the easy way, even when they know that that easy way is leading to nowhere. That way they call easy way will lead them to nowhere. We told them, they never believed us. When they were preparing for their election, the London-born came on board and we told him, that thing you are pursuing will lead you to nowhere. He never believed us. He went ahead and began to campaign. They used it against us. And when we told them, majority of those who were supporting whatever he was saying that were supporting because of Biafra, the popularity he has was because of Biafra. They wanted to use him to stop the autopiloted IPOB under the spokesmanship of Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu. That was their mission, to stop the Biafran struggle. But we told them, no, you can't stop us. Instead of you to stop us, we will stop you. And of course, we knew that he wasn't going anywhere. And the battle started. Today, even when it was very clear that this man was supposed to win that election, the London board, before his own very eye, they snatched it out and told him to go to hell. And the worst is that they have shut him down not to speak. And today, he's even fighting for his life. Today, he's even fighting for his life not to go to jail. Because they are already cooking. They are preparing to take him to jail. Which will definitely happen. It doesn't matter how he tries to escape it, except he runs away from the country. It's either he goes exile or they take him to jail. Because the contraption called Nigeria are now seeing him as a threat. With the kind of popularity he enjoyed during that very election, they see him as a threat. And they cannot afford to have him around. Being a Biafran, they can't afford to have any Biafran to be that popular. As long as they see you, a Biafran, being accepted by majority, you become a threat. They will make sure they break you down. They will do everything possible to destroy you. Are you telling me that if that London boy was to be somebody from Southwest that they would win the election? They can't do that. They will not succeed in this era. In this generation, it will not happen. If he was from the Southwest, it won't happen. But because they knew that it is very easy to turn every other person against the Igbo Biafrans. It is very easy to twist the mind of people against the Igbo Biafrans. And they did that. They played the card. And all the country turned against the Igbo Biafrans and they begin to accuse them unnecessarily for something that doesn't hold water. When you look at them and ask about, when you hear what they speak, what they say on television, you begin to wonder, why are we still in this? Why are people still talking about this one Nigeria? When you see the deep hatred that is in the heart of these politicians, the elite themselves, those who are bent on talking about this one Nigeria, when you see the kind of hatred they have on some people who are supposedly to be their fellow Nigerians, you'll be wondering, why are people so wicked? Why are you still talking about one Nigeria? Talking about one Nigeria is the most wicked thing anybody can do. That's the most wicked thing anybody can do. Seeing everything that is playing out. Even the international community have seen it. It is no longer hidden. The tribal hatred, the tribal game, the tribal bigotry that is happening in that contraption, it is no longer hidden. You don't need a microscope to see it. It is something that is now before the whole world. Very easy to see. People don't hide their shames anymore. People go to the conventional media and you see them defending Igbo. And when they go there to make themselves relevant, they first of all start by promoting that ethnic bigotry. They speak against the Igbo Biafrans. They begin to talk against them. They did this. Some of them will tell you they said Lagos is a no man's land. That they said that this one. What? Ask them who said this. At what time the person said it. Get us a video where somebody said this. Get us a video. They will not provide. Even when they knew that the origin of that language started from them themselves. It started from a Yoruba man, a former governor. That is the origin of that word. And people have been saying that word over time. They didn't start today. But all of a sudden, they saw that these are the cheap targets they can be able to get. And they began to push it. They sold that ethnic card. They played it, and everybody came into it as usual. A foundation led by the Caliphate. The foundation led by Ahmadu Bello. It was Ahmadu Bello that laid that foundation of hatred on the Igbo Biafrans. And from that time, Ahmadu Bello laid that foundation up to date. It has continued. It was that same lies, that same evil foundation led by Ahmadu Bello that brought about every attack you have seen on the Biafran people, including the Civil War. It was the hate that Ahmadu Bello was putting that made Kaduna Nzogu, Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu, came up and said they want to act a revolution. That was why that revolution was activated. To stop this evil propaganda and attack against an ethnic group. But at the end of the day, they twisted it once again. It became about the Igbo Biafrans. Igbos are domineering. Igbos are domineering. How are Igbos domineering? Tell me that Igbos are hardworking. You are ashamed and shy to say that they are hardworking. Instead, you use the language domineering because that is what suits your argument. How are they domineering? For somebody to work hard, achieve what he wants, and get what he wants, how is that domineering? If you want to compete, why don't you go into a healthy competition? Do that same thing he's doing. Compete with him. Healthy competition. And do that thing he's doing. You talked about coming to your Lagos State to build land, to buy land, and this. They didn't steal it. Remember, they never stole any land. I have not heard any place that anybody came out and said that the Igbo Biafrans stole land in Lagos. That never happened. I never heard it. That they stole land. Never. I have never heard anyone. Every place they establish, develop, they buy it. Including buying water on top of swampy water. Some of the water, some is just water, ordinary water. They buy the water, some of the water, and they fill it up and build a home on it. This is how bad it is. So when you are hearing about this, when they're talking about Igbos taking over Lagos, you think it's as if maybe it is a city that has been established and they now come and take it. They themselves built that city. Wherever they are, they built it themselves. They built it. And building it, they are not claiming ownership to the land. They are only having ownership to their property. They are still strangers. Every Christmas, they go back home. Every holiday, they go back to their hometown and come back to continue their business. But to make the environment habitable for them and their customers and the people whom they are in their land, they develop the place they are. They don't just leave it the way they met it. Go to the southeast. How many people from other regions are investing in the southeast? And you see the funny thing, they come out shamelessly and they make this argument. They will tell you which Yoruba man is having a land in the southeast, which Hausa man is having a land. Did you go there to establish and run the refused you? Did you go there? Did you go there to ask for land and they refused to give to you? Did you go there to pursue or make establishment and they refused to you? None of you have the balls to go there to face the competition that is in Biafra land. Some of them are so intimidated and so scared. So intimidated and so scared that they can't even make a step of living in Biafra land. They feel so intimidated. They are so scared to face the competition. You are talking about Igbo Biafrans going away. Why don't you go to Igbo land? Make your investment. Compete for your land. Buy it the same way they come to your land and compete. In Lagos State, every single land an Igbo man he buys it double what a Yoruba man should have bought it. A Yoruba man will equally sell the land to a Igbo times 2. Even his own Yoruba brother will come to buy, he will not sell it. They wouldn't sell to their own brother. They would like to sell to an Igbo man in a very costly price. An Igbo man knowing what he wants to do and the value of his business, he will buy the land, develop it. And in the next few minutes, you begin to call him a stranger. You begin to tell him to go, so that he have opportunity to steal that which you have sold to him. 2013 is not 1967. We are in the 21st century. In this 21st century, you cannot take anybody's property while he's still alive watching you. You can't push people away. Just you wake up and tell people to go so that they are able to take their property. It will not happen. And I'm talking to every Biafran. If you have any property in any part of the zoo, make sure you keep your documents intact. That is all I can tell you. But the best thing for you now is to begin to consider to sell it out. Even if it is auction it out. The problem can open. If Mazen Nanikan was said about the new dimension cannot take effect properly. Because all these saboteurs you see today, this department of saboteur, they will still be there pushing out blackmails, propaganda. And that is what they are good at doing. That is what they have been doing all this while, for more than a decade that they are in their struggle. What they do is that when they see somebody who has a tangible contribution to make, because they see that that person has more wisdom than they are, they begin to see that person as a threat. Once they see somebody who knows better than them, they begin to see that person as a threat. This is what has been existing in IPOB for a very long time. And I can tell you, I repeat it again, many intelligent people have joined IPOB in the past and they disappeared because of what they saw. Because of the lies, the propaganda that was brought against them by these idiots today that Master Simon Ekpa have sacked. These people that have been pushed aside today, that Biafran people have denounced. The only job they had all this while was just propaganda. And what do? They cover the whole places as if they're going to offer anything. Nothing to offer. All they do is to hinder people. All they do is to cage Mazen Nandekano and make sure he doesn't make progress. That's what they have been doing. Passing wrong informations. This is the only thing they are good at. With nothing to offer. Every achievement that has been made from the time Mazen Nandekano began to pursue this Biafra up to today has been only his own initiative and wisdom. His initiative and wisdom. Every progress that was made is by him. And when he wants to take the bold step, they will fight and make sure they stop him. Anytime he wants to take the bold step, they will fight him and make sure they stop him. This has been going on for so many years. So many years. That was why at the dying minute, Mazen Nandekano had no choice but to cry. He cried and cried for Chukwu Karema. We cried. Go and listen to that very broadcast again. Where Mazen Nandekano was asking and saying, are there no more men in Biafra land? And I tell you, it was after that very tears of Mazen Nandekano that Chukwu Karema answered him. And do you know how he answered him? Chukwu Karema answered him by taking him away to allow Mazen Simon Ekpa to come in to clear the road for the Biafra coming. And then Mazen Nandekano will come up and raise the flag. Chukwu Karema left him there. He left Mazen Nandekano to be taken away, so that Mazen Simon Ekpa can be able to defeat all these evil men sitting around, expose them, so that Biafran people will know who they are dealing with. That was the major assignment of Mazen Simon Ekpa. One of the major assignments of Mazen Simon Ekpa was to expose the corrupt people among the IPOB members. Those who were claiming to be Biafra, those who were claiming to be Apple, those who were hiding at the back of oath. Today you no longer see them today talk about oath. You no longer see them boast about oath. Initially, what they do is that before you make any comment, they ask you, have you taken an oath? Have you taken an oath? That is the first question. They will ask you, are you a member of IPOB? You tell them you are a member of IPOB. They ask you, have you taken an oath? Oath now become a standard for them. Oath now become an umbrella for them to hide and cover their evil. Today, the same people who took oath, every single one of them that took that oath in that time, they are all deceivers. They are all deceivers today. They are the same people that sold Mazen Nandekano out. From their top to the bottom. Up to the deputy of Mazen Nandekano. And along the line, the deputy, didn't the deputy take the oath? The deputy of Mazen Nandekano, didn't he take the oath? He took the oath. But even with that same oath, he fell out. So many of them who took an oath, who were broadcasting them, they took the oath. But they all do what? They fell out. And today, somebody will begin to open mouth and talk about oath. That is why I love Master Simon Ekpa. He broke the whole standard. He broke all those evil standards and began to lay a new foundation. Today, the oath you have to take is your conscience. If you are truthful, let your yes be yes and let your no be no. As simple as that. We are not idiots. Every one of us have common sense. When somebody is lying to you, you don't need a prophet to tell you that this person is lying. All you need to do is to apply your common sense. Listen carefully to that very person. You will know if he's lying or not. Don't get loose because somebody tells you that he took an oath. Do not allow somebody to abuse you or bamboozle you simply because he told you he took an oath or deceive you. You don't leave yourself unguarded because somebody tells you that he took an oath. People who didn't even took the oath today are performing wonderfully well, more than those that took the oath. People who did not take that oath, they are playing a major role today, more than those who did not take the oath. Look at the ESM fundraising. The ESM fundraising you have been seeing all this while. Most of the achievements have been made today in IPOB. Many of them didn't go through any oath. Many of them did not go through any oath. They only came out through their sincere heart, from the bottom of their heart, from the inner stomach. That is where their love for Biafra came, and they are doing what they're supposed to do. Master Simon came and tore all those nonsense together. Even when he came in, they tried to use that same oath issue. They want to use it to chase Master Simon away or begin to create barrier. Master Simon still took the oath under the command of Master Nnamdi Kanu. Under the direction and command of Master Nnamdi Kanu, our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, the current Prime Minister of Biafra government in exile, he took that oath. He took the oath, but he started off without the oath. He started off without even the oath. He began to broadcast before Master Nnamdi Kanu caught his attention. Before Master Nnamdi Kanu discovered him, he didn't just go straight to approach Master Nnamdi Kanu. He was on his own broadcasting, talking about Biafra issue, and he was discovered. And then Master Nnamdi Kanu directed him to take an oath, and he took the oath. Before Master Nnamdi Kanu was now taken away from us. And on this, in his own present regime now, where we have our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, as the person today running the affair of the actualization of Biafra, we don't talk about oath or no oath. It is not oath that will make you a member of IPOB. Even if there will be oath, not in membership of IPOB, being a membership for you to be a member of your own country, that you must take an oath. Is that not madness? If it will be a very sensitive section, or there are a certain group, or there are certain issues that you want to, that one is understandable. Maybe there's an organization, or there's an issue, or there's a panel you want to host, and then you want to engage people on oath on that one. It's a different thing. But for you to say that the whole of Biafran people must take an oath for them to be Biafra, you are insensitive, you are senseless. I don't buy that. I don't know where such idea is coming from. I don't know why anybody will buy into such idea. And the funniest thing is that every single one of them who was preaching oath, go and check them. They have all betrayed Master Nnamdi Kanu. Most of them are even fighting him. Some of them were people who took oath, even in the name of Master Nnamdi Kanu. The name of Master Nnamdi Kanu included in some of their oaths. And yet today, they are fighting him head on, speaking against him. Speaking against Master Nnamdi Kanu and his family. That is how bad it is. That is how bad it is. The same way they came when they were preaching the command and control. When they were trying to stop Master Simon Ekpa from doing what he's supposed to do. They came in with command and control. It was through command and control when they wanted to hijack the platform of Master Simon Ekpa. They wanted to take the stage from him. They wanted to make sure he doesn't speak. They wanted to control everything he wants to say. Then they begin to talk about command and control. And when you hear them talk about command and control, you think that they are saying it with good intent. Our supreme leader, Master Nnamdi Kanu, introduced command and control with good intent. Our supreme leader, Master Nnamdi Kanu, introduced command and control with good intent to make sure that the Biafrans are united, following orders. To make sure that information is sinking down. To make sure that it's rule of law, obedience and understanding. That was the intent of Master Nnamdi Kanu. But what did you see? When they begin to talk about the command and control after the Kidama was in Ghana, it was to intimidate Biafran people. It was to cage Biafran people. It was to show their strength and aggrandizement. It was to lord themselves over people. That was the only intention they had. But you know Biafran people, you can't put Biafran people in your pocket. You cannot pocket any Biafran. Biafrans are too good to be pocketed. They are too smart and too bold to be pocketed. You can't pocket any Biafran. And on that same aspect, look at every one of them who was talking about command and control today. Every one of them that have preached about command and control, check today, where are they today? Where are they today? The people who has been talking about command and control, this and that, where are they today? Every one of them today have disobeyed the highest command, which is Mazen Nandekan. The highest command. Immediately he was kidnapped, they begin to disobey him. Starting from the first instruction he gave, the first direct instruction he gave, let Master Simon Ekpa pilot the affair of IPOB until I come back. They refuse. Let Master Simon Ekpa speak to Biafran people on Biafran station. They refuse. They begin to challenge that order. So many other memos have come. They challenge it. Mazen Nanekani sent a memo that every single person that he has brought into IPOB, every single person has been appointed, must not be sacked. That nobody has any right to sack anybody that he put into position. What did they do? They violated that order. They violated that order. And they continue to sack right, left, and center, creating chaos, problem everywhere. Up to the extent of attacking the family of Mazen Nandekano. And these are the people who claim to be following orders. These were the people who were disturbing us with command and control for their own selfish gain. When it favors them, they command and control. When it doesn't favor them, they don't command and control. But I thank Chukwu Gokadiamo that just as much as Simon Ekpa told them, he did it. Master Simon Ekpa told them, I will be your end. I will chase you out of IPOB. And when he was saying that, so many of us thought it was a joke. When Master Simon Ekpa was saying that, many of us thought it was a joke. But finally today, are you still going to see that as a joke? Come on. Of course, you know it's not a joke. Every single one of them today is gone. The only man standing today speaking for the Biafran people is our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafran government in exile. In the situation that we are now, it is not a time to begin to seek for any pity party or whatever. We have to stand up and fight to get our nation. And we are lucky. We got somebody. We are lucky. We are not. Chukwu Okame blessed. I say that Chukwu Okame will never leave his own children without a leader. He will never ever leave his children without a leader, no matter how bad they are. And when it comes to that leadership, he has been providing it for us. From our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu. He provided him for us. Owazirike came online and played his own role and he left. Our supreme Damazen Nanekan was there, consistent and strong. Up to today, he's still there. And finally, today we have our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa. And when you look at the credential of Master Simon Ekpa, look at his credentials, you will be definitely convinced that he is the right man. It is only a clown, only an envious and jealous clown, only an irresponsible people. Those are the people who are going to be looking down on Master Simon Ekpa. If you still have your common sense, every man knows the person who is greater than him. Every one of us men, we know, when we see our fellow men who is greater than us, we know. No matter how you pretend, you know. And when you look at Master Simon Ekpa and his credentials and what he's doing, it is only a clown that will continue to challenge him and to a wrestling bout. He's equal to the task, both internationally and locally. He's equal to the task. To any level you want it, he's equal to the task. Look at the diplomatic moves he's making. Look at the diplomatic international moves he's making on different angles. Look at the wave he's pulling. All these people who have been claiming to be with Mazen Nandeka for donkey years, how many of them were able to pull waves the way Mazen Simon Ekpa is doing today? All of them that are making noise, some of them who said they have been with Mazen Nandeka for donkey years, and those today who are trying to brag and raise shoulder to challenge Mazen Simon Ekpa. First of all, you have to show us your credentials, show us your capability and capacity. Then we can be able to begin to look at you. Show us what you're made of. Starting from the area where you are, any part of the world where you are, tell us what you are doing and the effect you are having in the government of that very country that you are in. That is the first place to start. What is the effect you're having, even not even in the central government, in the locality where you found yourself? What effect are you making? You that want to come and brag, you want to parade yourself to challenge Mazi Simon Ekpa. You want to say that Mazi Simon Ekpa is not qualified. He's not qualified to be Biafra spokesperson. He's not qualified to be Biafran Prime Minister. Who else is more qualified than him? Who else? Just mention one person. If you know anybody that is more qualified than him, write it at the comment section and tell me. If you feel that Mazi Simon Ekpa is not qualified for the position he's occupying today, write it at the comment section. Even though he didn't push himself to it, it fell on him. The mantle fell on him, and he fell on him, and he's more than qualified. He was very much available. I'm not telling you there are no educated people in Biafra land. Biafran people have educated men scattered all over the world. People who are much more educated than Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are scattered all over the world. But when you talk about the Biafran struggle commitment today, in the commitment, how many of them have the balls to come out and speak? How many of them have the balls to present the case of Biafra to the government where they are? We have so many Biafrans in different countries. In their politics, it's not only Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finland. Mazi Simon Ekpa is just one of them. We have so many Biafrans in the United States who are politicians, who are participating, who has positions in their areas in one place or the other. We have them in Britain. We have them in so many European countries. Biafrans who are citizens, who are participating, who are politicians participating with the government. But how many of them can take the case of Biafra to their government? None of them. The only man that we have seen it clearly, unhidden, in the open, the whole world knows about it, his country knows about it, is Mazi Simon Ekpa. Taking the case of Biafra to the country where he belongs, up to their presidency. Took the case of Biafra. He dragged their media. The media spoke about issue of Biafra for more than a week. Papers we are writing about Biafra in Finland for more than a week. Who again has done it? Tell me. Just mention one person. If you know one person who has done similar thing, write it on the comment section. Have you heard of any person anywhere, even one person, who has done the same? And after seeing all these ways, still, some clowns will come out. The most laughable section of the people are those ones who say that he's working for Nigerian government. These are the clueless ones. The most clueless people, the most clueless Biafrans are those ones who open their mouth and say that Mazi Simon Ekpa is working for the government. Once you hear that from you, I don't have any need to begin to argue with you. I don't have any need to engage you in any talk or argument, because I know you don't. It's either you are mentally derailed, it's either you are mentally sick, or maybe you are just pretending. You just want to be noticed. I don't respond to such people. Those who say that Mazi Simon Ekpa is working for the government. Today, Mazi Simon Ekpa is the greatest threat the government of Nigeria has. The number one threat they have today is Mazi Simon Ekpa. And in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, that is where they are going to get the end of it. Mazi Simon Ekpa is the coming of Biafra. Mazi Simon Ekpa is the coming of Biafra. Our supreme leader, Mazi Nande, cannot have done his own job. The lonely voice in the wilderness. For more than a decade. For more than a decade. The voice in the wilderness shouting, prepare you the way. We must go. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Mazi Nande Kanu did a marvelous work to clear the road. For more than a decade. Crying, shouting, with all the attack, propaganda, and blackmail, up to the extent of giving his own life, the life of his parents, he was still preaching the gospel. The most difficult aspect of it. Mazi Nande Kanu played the most difficult aspect of the role. Do you know what it is? You know what it means to convince a Biafran man to listen to you? Do you know what it means to convince a Biafran man to start thinking in a certain way? A Biafran, more especially the Igbo Biafra. Do you know what it takes to convince an Igbo Biafra to sit with you and begin to listen to what you're saying? It's not a child's play. It's not a child's play. The Igbo Biafrans, mainly, they are the most difficult people for you to twist or to change or to convince. But when you finally succeed, they will be with you for the rest of your life. You have not to worry. Once you prove yourself capable, the Biafrans, more especially the Igbo Biafrans, they will support you to the sky. No going back. Mazen Nandekano did the most difficult job. The most difficult job. We have been hearing for a very long time. But Mazen Nandekano proved that very word wrong and let them know that Igbo Mureze. He didn't crown himself. Today, I can tell you, even the traditional rulers, they confess to the fact that Mazen Nandekano today is leading, is the voice in Biafra land. It is difficult to find any Biafran today, anybody from the old South East making a statement without putting Mazen Nandekano into it. When you talk about the person who enjoys popularity, who enjoys obedience, who enjoys the presence, the support of the people. When you talk about the only person that enjoys the support of the people is Mazen Nandekano. He earned it. He didn't command it. He didn't force it. He earned it by his attitude and his work. He started from the grassroots, talking on a daily basis, just as we are doing today, until he got to where he is. And today you can see Master Simon Ekpa taking the same step. Master Simon Ekpa is not forcing anybody. He's not attacking anybody. In fact, he comes online to beg, stop attacking me. Stop attacking me. I am not your enemy. At a stage, he will say, I don't want to use my strength for you. I have a better enemy to fight. My strength is to rescue Biafra. My strength is to rescue my people. My strength is to fight against the enemy of Biafra. He says it time and time again. He begs people, don't fight me. Master Simon Ekpa is focused on winning the heart of Biafran people. And I can tell you, he is succeeding. He is succeeding within a shortest space of time. Within the shortest space of just 2009. 2019, no, from 2019. Check how many years, from 2019 to now. He has made tremendous, he has gained a whole lot of support within a short space of time. All those ones who has been donkey years in IPOB with big titles. All the ones in IPOB with social big, giving themselves big titles. Department of Saboteurs. What have they achieved? Who knows them? People you don't even know their identity. We don't even know their picture. We don't even know whom they are. For more than a decade, you are hiding under the keyboard and you say you're fighting. I know Mazen Nandekano, the supreme leader of IPOB. So when he talks, I know who is talking. I know his family, I know his brothers. I know Mazen Simon Ekpa. The rest of them who are hiding, who are they? Who are they? Who are they? And yet you come to challenge and you want to convince Biafran people. Master Simon Ekpa is not commanding anybody or pushing anybody. He's taking his time to win the soul of Biafran, and I bet you he has won the soul of so many people. He has won the heart of many Biafrans. Finally, Biafrans have realized that this is the only voice they had. After Mazen Nandekano was taken away, all hope were lost. People fell sick. Some thought that Biafra is gone and gone. People began to cry. People began to lament. That what are we going to do? That Biafra is gone. How are we going to get back to Biafra? How can we be able to get back our Biafra? People were crying from different angles, shouting, lamenting, thinking that everything is gone. Until Master Simon Ekpa surfaced. The game changer. The game changer, when he entered, everything changed. They attacked him and pushed him and pushed him. They couldn't succeed. Today, here are we. Moving to Biafra with speed. Heading to Biafra with speed more than ever. And in that way, it will continue. Nobody's going to stop us from getting to Biafra. You can't stop us, no matter how you try. The coming of Biafra will come like Mazen Nande can describe it, that it will come in such a way that nobody will take the glory. You can't believe it. All you will say is that it's only Chukwu Okike that made it possible. That is how the coming of Biafra will be. It will come in such a way that you cannot be able to explain. That is why some of them, when we say that Biafra is coming, when Mazi Simon Ekpa gave the countdown and they are busy talking trash and talking rubbish. Some of them we are expecting that after the countdown, we begin to burn houses, we begin to destroy lives, we begin to engage in the public, we begin to cause chaos everywhere. That is what the idiots had in mind. Those senseless ones who doesn't have focus, that's what they had in mind. But you can see after the countdown, from then till now, haven't you seen some development? Haven't you seen a roadmap? Haven't you seen so many things being activated, which have been in place? Biafra is a process. And we have started that process of recovering our land. And we will continue to go engage in that process until every inch of Biafra land is recovered. Today we have a government. If you want to talk to Biafra, you know where to refer them to. If the Biafra want to engage international community today, they have a source to engage international community. If the Biafra want to sit on the table with the United Nations, they have an office. If Biafra want to write, they have a headline, they have a place to write. If you want to talk about Biafra, if they will manage themselves now, today Biafra have a government in exile. And that shows that Biafra is a nation that is in occupation. That is number one thing you must have to prove. That your land is in occupation and you want it back. And we have proven that. That Biafra is a land that is in occupation. And we want to make sure we recover that land that is in occupation. That the people want to go back home. Just as you see them so many countries in the world where they're doing their people occupy. You see Russia today. Yeah, every one of them is shouting against Russia, that Russia is trying to occupy Ukraine. You see them sometimes they blame Israel for occupying some land. They blame so many people. That is the same thing that is going to happen in this way. We are making it clear to them that our own land is under occupation. And our own is even much more clear than any one of them you can point out. In our own case, it is much more clear than any other of these nations where they are talking about occupation. Biafra land have been under occupation for many, many, many years. Occupation and exploitation. And even up to this moment, lives are being lost simply because they are Biafrans. People are being intimidated simply because they are Biafrans. Even when the Biafrans try to get into the election to see if they can be able to change, it gets worse. Look at the kind of dehumanization, the kind of life we lost and properties that were lost, all in the name of election. And even up to today, they are still using the same derogatory language against the Biafran people. If you are a Biafran, you dare not make a statement in the control of Nigeria. Once you make a statement and you are a Biafran, they were going to try. They will shoot that statement out of proportion. They will push it in such a way that it will seem as if that thing had not been said in the planet Earth before. Look at Walose Inca. Walose Inca, who is coming to condemn those who are talking about recovering their mandate. Even though we are not part of it, we don't support it, we are not part of it, we are not part of Nigeria, only thing we focus on is Biafra. But even in that sense, Walose Inca came out and he was talking trash. This same Walose Inca was the same person who went